RPG. What does that mean? I don't fucking know. RPG, or role-playing game, is one of the most common genres a video game can be. I mean, if you want to get technical, any game can be considered an RPG. Even something like chess could be one if you really wanted to get into it. Some of the biggest game series ever consist of mostly RPGs. Ever heard of Pokemon? And Pokemon's not even a good one. There comes a point in every gamer's life where they have to begrudgingly play their first RPG. Some people played Pokemon first, others played one of the many Mario RPGs, and some... well, they got ballsy. And I'm not talking ballsy like climbing a fallen tree. No, even worse. I'm talking ballsy like playing a game you've never heard of. While it's super popular, the Persona series was always semi-well known. It wasn't until the Game Awards in 2018 when it happened.
Wait, they announced Master Chief for Smash?
No.
They announced Gordon Freeman for Smash?
No.
Did they announce Freddy Fazbear for Smash?
They didn't announce any of those guys.
Well then, who did they announce?
They announced Joker, bitch!
No!
Persona! No! 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 Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Literally.
Although it was really only Persona 5 that was getting attention, still, it was enough to convince Atlus to give some of the other games in this series some love. It wouldn't be until 2020 when Atlus would announce they would be porting the previously PS Vita exclusive Persona 4 Golden for PC on Steam. It wouldn't be until early 2021 when I'd finally play it though, which, I'm not gonna lie, I started it with the full intention of making fun of it. But then I actually ended up liking it. So to go back to something I said earlier, you may be wondering, what was my first RPG? Well, funny enough, it was actually a Mario RPG. Persona 4 was my introduction into the Persona series. Now, I'm not usually a fan of games that typically take 100 hours to finish, but something just clicked with me when I started Persona 4. Maybe it's the small town atmosphere, the ensemble cast of characters, or maybe it's that fucking OST, oh my god! The plot is fairly simple, but I had a lot of fun with it, so I didn't really mind that fact. However, stuff I do mind is the fucking Persona 4 fandom. Literally, one of their, 2 jokes is spoiling the killer of the game. And look, I agree, the killer being the grandma is a cool twist, but I'm not gonna just spoil it for everyone. It's not funny, it's just mean! Stuff like social links and those moments where the characters hang out and genuinely feel like a friend group, those things are enough for me to overlook some of the stupid parts of the game. Honestly, the characters kinda carry the rest of the game. That doesn't mean that every character is good. There are definitely some not good characters. But characters like Dojima, Kanji, and Yosuke all have super memorable and really nice and well-written messages in their social links. While not my favorite character, I think Dojima has my favorite social link. Dojima's a broken man who lost his wife and now only wants to protect his young daughter, even if that means neglecting her. However, Dojima's only doing it out of fear of losing the only other person he has in his life. Wow. That's fucking beautiful. Dojima's social link is one I'm sure many people can relate to on some level. It's got a really captivating story and the resolve is pretty satisfying. In my opinion, it's the only social link that you should 100% do. Or don't. I don't fucking care. It's a video game. I think another underrated social link is Ko's. It starts off as nothing special, but after a while you learn more about Ko's life and struggles and how he overcomes them. It's definitely one of my favorites. But anyway, who cares about a good story? I want my penis to start feeling things, so let's start talking about romance! If you max out one of the female characters in the game, sometimes you can get the option to date them. If you accept, well, nothing really changes. You also have the option to date multiple girls at once, but you wouldn't do that, would you? Yeah, I did that thinking that the outcome would be funny and wacky, but then I got to Valentine's Day and it made me feel real bad. Like, really bad. Oh god, I'm a monster. You know, I've been talking a lot about the characters and stuff, but what the stuff that makes this game, well, a game. Oh, what's it called? Oh yeah, gameplay. Yeah, it's not great. When most people think of an RPG, they're actually thinking of turn-based combat. Depending on how you do it, turn-based combat can either be fun and unique, or it can be Pokemon. Persona 4 falls in the Pokemon category. Okay, so here's how you play Persona 4 without getting bored and turning the game off for 5 months like I did. So first you're going to want to play exactly 10 battles to get a feel of things. Then you die and have to restart from the start of a dungeon floor and realize you just wasted 30 minutes of your life because of that. And then you go to settings and switch the game to easy and turn on retry from battles. And now the game will be fun. That's what my experience mostly consisted of, and I don't care if that makes me bad at the game. Because unfortunately to me, the process of getting in a battle, doing the same process of finding their weakness, spamming said weakness until the enemy dies, finishing the battle, and then walking 3 steps into another battle is just not fun to me. Most of my time in the dungeons was spent pulling a Scooby-Doo and hoping I'd manage to avoid the incoming shadow. Not to mention, some of these boss battles take a downright criminal amount of time. The secret boss of Persona 4 Golden took me a total of 3 hours to finish. And I'm going to explain to you why it took me 3 hours to finish. Throughout almost the entire game, you never run into a single enemy that is immune to everything. Not to mention, it is highly unlikely you will end up with or even know about almighty moves, which is the only move type in the game that an enemy cannot be immune to. I did not know that I would ever need the almighty moves until I was already fighting the boss. I'm like, I'm not gonna restart the dungeon to get more of those almighty moves. Are you crazy? That dungeon is like the worst in the whole game, which by the way, isn't saying much, since every dungeon is either annoyingly long or filled with so many enemies that you'll regret even getting to this point in the game. But anyway, since Naoto is the only character to naturally have an almighty move, I was forced to do this constant dance between using stat buffs to make Naoto stronger, getting a hit in with Naoto, the boss either puts some sort of effect on Naoto, making them useless, or just straight up kills Naoto, leaving me with the fastest choice of letting all my characters die, and then getting a retry, rinse and repeat at least 250 times, and finally the boss is dead. Holy crap, this boss sucks so much. And on top of that, after finishing that hellfest, the day after that was Valentine's Day. So now I'm being forced to feel bad for my actions after dealing with this hellish nightmare of a boss, and on top of that, the game fucking crashed after that. Thank God I saved right after that fight, or I probably wouldn't have even finished the game. So yeah, the gameplay isn't great. While I've been very, let's say, vocal about my issues with the gameplay, truthfully, it's not all that bad. It's definitely got its issues, but hey, at least it looks cool during a fight. Every Persona game oozes its own style and personality, and every entry feels unique to itself. And that's something that I really like about the series. Even if a game has some big flaws, as long as it's got its own style and feel to it, I'll appreciate that. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna like it though. There were also some spin-offs for Persona 4, like Persona 4 Arena, which is a fighting game and canon sequel to the original game. And there's also Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which is a rhythm game. Trust me, it doesn't sound as weird when you look at just how many Persona-themed dancing games there are. There's also these weird crossover games with the casts of Persona 3 and 4 meeting up together and doing stuff, I guess. I've honestly never looked into it, but it looks like it's just fan service for people who needed to see how both casts would interact with each other. Think of it like how Danganronpa S is just meant for the fans who wish they could see Hiro's mom talk to Terra or some weird shit like that. Persona 4, even with its flaws, is my feel-good game. And while I'm not gonna say something corny like, use friends are my friends too, because they aren't. Use friends aren't real. You isn't real. None of this is real! If you like games with not the best gameplay, but a simple and fun story with exciting and emotional moments, and you want to get into the Persona series, then consider giving this game a shot. And if you aren't willing to do that, then, well, what the fuck? While it's got some big flaws, I'm okay with that. Persona 4 is a game that means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to me too. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that it's my favorite RPG. Hey, you think I wanted this? I don't want this. Hey, no, get off me! No! 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 Has anyone ever pointed out how Igor kind of looks like Gru from Despicable Me?